Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're just going to do a quick run through a 2020 No Calculator practice test section of the SAT. We're just going to talk through the problems as swiftly as we can. So let's dive right in. All right. At this time, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, number 1. What is the value of x given that x minus 1 over 3 equals k and k equals 3? So we can multiply 3 on both sides and get the expression x minus 1 equals 9, and then simply add 1 to both sides to get x equals to 10. Okay, what's number 2? What is the sum of this? So we need to sum our common terms, so that's 7 and negative 8 gives us negative 1. And 3i and 9i gives us 12i. So this value is A. This answer is A. Number 3, what are we doing? It says, which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyrone? So how many messages did Armand send? Armand sent M messages for every 5 hours. So Armand sent 5 M messages. And how much did Tyrone send? He sent P messages every 4 hours. So that's plus 4P. So this answer is choice C, plus 4P. Oops. All right, number 4, what are we doing? What's this question saying? It's saying, what is the meaning of the value 108 in this equation? Let's look at this equation. P equals 108 minus 23D. What does this equation look like? Well, this is a negative slope with a y-intercept of 108. And this 108 tells us where we begin. In this context of this question, each week. So this tells us, 108 in this case tells us B. Kathy starts each week with 108 phones to fix. And then she'll fix 23 phones each day. All right, what's number 5? Number 5 is, again, we're just simply combining like terms. Notice that these first terms match up. A single x squared y minus a negative x squared y gives us a 2x squared y. This minus 3y squared will map up with this minus 3y squared, and they'll actually cancel since they're being subtracted. And then lastly, we have the 5xy squared and the 3xy squared. They're being subtractive, and you're going to get a positive 2xy squared, making sure the answer is C. Okay, number 5. What's this one saying? It says, based on this model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? Each year, okay? Where A is the number of years. Well, you have to start at some length. You don't start at 0. So this is where we begin, and then we grow 3 inches each year according to this function. So this answer is A. Okay, let's look up at number 7. What's this one saying? It says, which of the following gives P in terms of M, R, and N? Okay, well, notice that P is out here by itself. It's lonely over here. So how do we get P by itself? We simply multiply by the reciprocal of this mumbo jumbo. So whatever M times the reciprocal of all of this will equal to P. So that is clearly B. Answer B is M times the reciprocal. Okay, we're going quite fast. Okay, number 8. If A over B equals 2, what's the value of 4B over A? Well, again, simple. Let's just solve for A. So in terms of B, A equals 2B when we multiply both sides by B. And what does that tell us? Well, if this is 4B over A, what's the value of 4B over A? And A is 2B. Well, then, what is 2A over A? If we change our numerator to terms of A, then we can see that our A's cancel and we're simply left with 2. So our answer here is C. Okay, what's number 9? So here we have a systems of equations, and we need to solve for x and y. So the simplest way to do this is to cancel out one of your terms and just see what you're left with. So let's cancel out our x's. Let's multiply the second equation through by 3 to give us 6y minus 3x equals negative 57. And now, so we're kind of ignoring the second one. Now let's just add these together. So we have our top and bottom equation together. So we have 10y, our x's cancel. So we have 10y equals negative 80. And when we solve for y, we get y equals negative 8. And out of all of our answer choices, the only one with y being negative 8 is B. So there we go. There's our answer. What's this one saying? For the function g defined above, a is a constant and g of 4 equals 8. What's the value of g of negative 4? Okay, so we could totally solve this algebraically, but let's look at it graphically. What is this as a graph? This is just a simple quadratic function that's been lifted 24 units. But our vertex is still at 0, 0. So that tells us that the value of g of 4 and the value of g of negative 4 are going to be equivalent. So if g of 4 is 8, then g of negative 4 will also be 8. Excellent. Let's look at number 11. So again, we have a system of equation, and what's the question? It says, what is the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken? So we're looking for the price of beef whenever it equals the price of chicken. So these two terms, these two expressions are equal to each other. Okay, what does that mean if they're equal to each other? So what's the difference of 235 and 175? Well, that's 60 cents, so 0.60. And this is going to equal what? Well, it's going to equal the difference between these two. So this equals 15, or rather 0.15x. We can solve for x and get x equals to 4, because we know 15 times 4 is 60. And so you might be thinking, well, 4 is not here. Well, that's right, but we need to plug in 4 for this beef equation. So 235 plus 4 times 25 cents, which is $1. So this total is D, 335. Okay, good stuff. We're moving quickly. What's number 12? Number 12 says a line in the xy plane passes through the origin and its slope is 1, 7. Which of the following points lie in this line? Well, if we have 0, 0, because it goes through the origin, then our slope is rise over run. So it rises 7, that's our y value, and runs a single unit of 1. So we have 1, 7, oh, this already matches. We have 1, 7, then we would have 2, 14, then we would have 3, 21, etc. But we already hit it with 1, 7. Let's move forward. What's number 13? If x is greater than 3, which of the following is equivalent? Okay, they need to put this little caveat here because you can never divide by 0. So that's why that caveat's there. So we simply need to turn this long, ugly thing into a simpler, ugly thing. So for this problem, we're focusing on the denominator of the major fraction. And we need to combine this to a single term. So how do we do that? We multiply this first sum by x plus 3 over x plus 3, and the second sum here by x plus 2 over x plus 2. And that will give us what? Well, it'll give us x plus 3 plus x plus 2 over x plus 2 and x plus 3 multiplied, which is x squared plus 5x plus 6. We can see our numerator is simply 2x plus 5. And then since it's 1 over all of this, so this is all over 1, another way to write that is to just simply flip these two, and we'll be left with b, x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over 2x plus 5. Let me know if you all followed that in the comments down below. Thank you so much. Let's keep going. What's number 14? What is the value of 8 to the x over 2 to the y. So whenever you're solving exponent problems, it's always put your terms with the same base. So 8x, write that with a base of 2, since our other term has a base of 2. So 2 cubed is 8 to the x over 2y, or not 2y, 2 to the y rather. Well, if you know your exponent rules, you know this is equivalent to 2 raised to the 3x minus y. And we're given in the problem that 3x minus y equals 12. Therefore, this equals 2 to the 12th. Okay, excellent. That's number 15. For all values of x, okay, so we have this long expression. For all values of x, and if a plus b equals 8, what are the two possible values for c? Okay, so we're trying to find what c of x will be, given that a plus b equals 8. And what else do we know? We know that a times b equals 15. So what times what? A plus b equals 8, and a times b equals 15. So that immediately takes me to that a and b must be 3 and 5. So you might circle a, but not quite yet. It's asking for the values of c. So how do we find this? Well, just plug in 3 for a and 5 for b, and then vice versa, and see the different values for c. So we plug in 3 for a, we're going to have 3 times 7, which is 21, plus b times 2, 5 times 2, which is 10. So 21 plus 10 is 31. And if we do the reverse, what do we have? We have 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 times 2, which is 6, is 41. So therefore, C could be 31 or 41. All right. Oh, we're on to the free response. We're crushing this. Don't forget to hit that like button if you made it this far. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. Okay, number 16, what are we doing? If t is positive and t squared minus 4 equals 0, what is the value of t? Well, if t is positive and t squared minus 4 equals 0, then t has to be equal to 2. This one's easy. All right. What's number 17 say? It says, what is the value of x? Okay, so we have this contraption. We need to know this length. Okay, what other info do we have? We're told that given all these lines, they're determined by 1,800, 1,400, 700, and 800 feet respectively. Okay, so let's label our triangle. AB is 1,800. EB is 1,400. We have BD is 700. And we have CD is 800. Okay, so make sure everything's labeled correctly. And then what do you notice? Well, you should know about similar triangles, and you should know that triangle ABE and triangle BCD are similar triangles. So we just need to know the scale factor between these two triangles. Well, we can clearly see that 700 times 2 is 1,400. And so 800 times 2 will give us our x. So 800 times 2 is 1,600. So this value is 1,600. All right, 3 more problems. Number 18, according to this system, what is the value of x? So these systems are very close to each other. Let's look at our second system. It's x plus 2y equals negative 25. Well, x plus 2y could be rewritten as x plus y plus y. And x plus y, this is just negative 9 from the first equation. So we have negative 9 plus y equals negative 25. Therefore, y equals negative 16. And we're asked for what? We're asked for x. So negative 16 is not the answer. We need x. And we can see that 7 plus negative 16 equals negative 9. So x is equal to 7. Okay, excellent. 2 more, 19. In a right triangle, one measure x degrees where sine of x equals 4 over 5. What is cosine of 90 degrees minus x? Okay, so if you don't know already, 90 degrees minus x is the relationship between sine and cosine. So this answer is also just going to be 4/5. But let's draw a right triangle so you can see it if you don't know what I'm already talking about. So if we have a right triangle here, what are our angles? We have 90 degrees, we have x, and then what would this angle up here be? This angle up here, what would it be? Well, this angle plus this angle has to be 90 degrees because this is 90 degrees. So this angle is simply 90 degrees minus x. Therefore, the sine of x, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which is 4/5 in this case, versus the cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if we're taking the cosine of this angle now, then the adjacent would be 4/5. So here, I hope that I can draw it out so you see it, that this answer is 4/5. Okay, lastly, number 20. Last problem. Okay, we have if a equals 5 square root 2 and 2a equals square root of 2x, what's the value of x? Well, we're simply just going to plug in 5 square root 2 in for a here, and we're left with 10 square root 2 equals square root of 2x. And then we need to square both sides. So when we square the left-hand side, the 10 becomes 100, and the root 2 becomes just a 2, and the right-hand sign just becomes 2x. And so we have 200 equals 2x, divide by 2, and you're left with 100 equals x. Oh my goodness, we are finished. So we just rushed through these 20 no calculator problems for this practice SAT. I hope you were able to follow everything. Let me know down in the comments below if you were. Let me know what you're looking to see from me. I hope this was of value. If you have made it to the end of the video, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.